You do get points for your qualifying position, or your quick time position, I suppose you could say, and where you finish in the heats. So we're going to see a bit of a different starting order to what we expect, and we put the spinning wheel to rest for a single round, for a 40-lap A main.
Only for tonight, though. Just for tonight, we'll give it a little break, but it'll be back in action next round, no doubt, as the drivers are actually already out on track in qualifying, which is taking me a little bit by surprise. We're going live a little bit early tonight. iRacing has a major update coming out tonight. We're not sure what's going to be included in it, but it was exciting when we get these little updates. Know that we're not far away from new content coming too, Reese, and it has already been confirmed that we're almost definitely getting a new dirt track.
Yeah, indeed. Going to be exciting times for the dirt races with the micro sprints being added in the previous build, and another new track for them to play on. Let's see if we get any rounds being run on whatever dirt track may or may not be added. And on the roadside, there's plenty to be excited about as well. Apparently 2 American GT3 cars, one of which has already been revealed. We're getting the Ford Mustang GT3, surprising absolutely no one, and may or may not be getting a Corvette as well. That's just pure speculation on my end, though.
Pretty good speculation, though. That would make a lot of sense considering what we've seen already. Nathan Vanderwacker, pace setter at the moment in this quick time session.
Indeed he is. Nathan is running quite well ahead of Sean Stevens as Brady Baldwin sets a time there in the number 7 up into 3rd spot. Nicely done. Nick Ryan will gain 1 spot from Hayden Vickers up into the top 10. Kobe Noonan, meanwhile, in the 026 up into 4th spot. Tim Ryan across the line, spinning out of the final corner. That's not
he was
too
trying to
good
pull
for
that up
Tim
before
Ryan.
the finish line so that he could do his 2 laps or do a lap again. And I don't think he's going to get a time in at all. He's going to be right at the back of the field.
Oh no, it's another interestingly not well executed round from Tim Ryan. We'll have to wait and see how this goes for him. He's going to try and rapidly make his way around this place, but qualifying will be a hard cut when the clock hits 0, and Ryan's just going to miss out. So no qualifying time for Tim Ryan. The quick time will go to Nathan Vanderwacker, a 10th ahead of Sean Stevens. What an interesting top 10 this is. But, of course, it's not how they're going to start in the heats. We've got the first of our 10-lap heats getting ready to go here. And it's going to be an 8-car grid for this one with Cole Ferguson and Jaden Russell on the front row. Leeson and Vanderwacker, 3rd and 4th. Oldfield and Wilson rounding out the 3rd row. And then we have John Schultz and Daniel Nickel rounding out our field here. I've been looking forward to racing at Eldora again for a very long time, Jay. I've missed this place.
Yeah, it's been a little while since we've been here. The last time was in 2022. Now, if you are wondering why Nathan Vanderwacker is not starting from position number 1, our top 4 in all of our heats will be inverted, which will help us work out positioning when we get into the points later on in the night. We will hopefully be able to bring up live points throughout the night as well. So fingers crossed we can get them up on screen throughout the night, and we'll be able to work out who is going to start where in each of our races. When we get to the A main, that is.
Yeah, there's obviously a lot of spreadsheet tomfoolery going on in the background here to help work things out, but I'm sure it'll be fine.
Hopefully we can get them up on screen and actually have the actual results for the broadcast throughout, like before we get to the A main. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see indeed. We'll see. But we wait with bated breath for the grid time to run out here. Of course, Glenn and Race starting to form at the entries to the corners. So the drivers will need to be very careful. They'll still be feeling out the grip. The track is in the same state it was in qualifying. So let's just see how the grip is made through these corners. Gently does it then around the first of our formation laps for tonight.
Thing to note, Grace, sorry to cut you off there, but very, very big starting zone at this track. So between the Eldora painted red signs on the walls, when the first one coming into turn 3 and all the way to the last one at turn 4, huge starting zone in comparison to other tracks, which is cool.
Yeah, it's certainly going to give an opportunity for a major jump or maybe bunching up the field and taking them by surprise. We'll have to wait and see what Cole Ferguson decides to do here. The standard setter, the first race of the night, about to get started here for round 7 of the Oceanic Dirt Sim Events Australian Sprintcar Championships. Here we go then. Coming into the start zone momentarily. When does Cole Ferguson decide to put the power down? Right now. It's a little before the Eldora signs, but he's gotten off to a great start there, caught everyone by surprise. Bailey Leeson managing to work his way past Jaden Russell into second, and he's working the inside early. We don't often see that at Eldora, but let's see what they can do to make it through without contact. Almost 3 wide as to the bottom goes Nathan Vanderwacker, and into the wall goes Jaden Russell all the way to the back.
There was heavy contact there with Bailey Leeson, who's now dropped back to 5th. Remember, tonight, top 5 advance from each of our heats to give us our 24 starters. Vanderwacker took big advantage of that. Got straight past Jaden Russell, straight past Leeson, straight up into P2.
Yeah, look at the speed that these drivers carry through the corners. Eldora, quite a big track for a dirt oval, so you can the corners don't come as thick and fast as they do at other places. This is a very interesting battle here. Darcy Wilson trying to stay in the top 5. Leeson chasing down Bradley Oldfield on the high line, and it doesn't look like there's many places for Wilson to go. He's struggling a bit with over rotation on the bottom. He's going to lose that momentum. He's going to try and stick to the bottom as long as he can, but for now it seems you have to be up the top if you want to get things done. But speaking of getting things done, there goes Bailey Leeson up the inside of Brad Oldfield, and he doesn't get it done that time.
And Schultz has dropped off from these guys a little bit too, so they don't have to fight too hard to get themselves into the A main from here, but still 4 laps to go, so you still do want to try and get your position up higher, remembering that points matter tonight. Every position counts. A big difference in points for 4th back to 5th. It could be the difference in 1, 2, 3 starting positions.
Yeah, indeed. You've got to think about the long game here at the Eldora Royale. Magnificent event that's been put together here by Brady and the team at ODSE. We're about to get to the... Yeah, we're about to get to the final lap of the race here, and Vanderwacker is having a proper run at Cole Ferguson. Is he going to carry enough momentum down the bottom to go for the win coming out of turn 4? Doesn't look like he's close enough. So Cole Ferguson will keep the power pinned and take the first heat win of the night. Beautiful stuff there from Ferguson. Vanderwacker and Oldfield are going to round out the podium here, and it looks like Darcy Wilson finishing in 4th place. John Schultz will round out the top 5.
Yeah,
They'll
Bailey
all transfer through the feature.
Got a penalty. So penalty for that incident with Jaden Russell. So he drops back a lap, which means that Schultz gets through.
Indeed he does. So Nickel, Leeson and Russell have to work their way through the alphabet. Let's move on to Heat 2 then. Daniel Boyd and Nick Ryan on the front row. Riley Bilson and Sean Stevens starting on row 2. Mitchell and Granger round out the top 6. And then we have Luke Payton and Corey Borden rounding out another 8-car field here. Liam James, of course, in race control. He will not be taking to the start. Another 8-car field getting ready to go here at Eldora. They are already rolling behind the pace truck.
Very quick tonight. We're also taking laps off the pace truck as well, so they are these heat races relatively quickly tonight, which is good to see. Love it when our racing goes through nice and quick.
Yeah, I love it too. It's one of the reasons why I love these dirt broadcasts so much. They just fly by, and there's so much action every single second of the way. Well, Daniel Boyd will lead them away here, and cutting to the bottom early is Riley Bilson, and going for the lead coming into turn 1. That's a big jump there from Bilson, coming up from 3rd to the lead, and it looks like Daniel Boyd's in trouble here again because Nick Ryan going to the inside of him here, and it is on for 4th and 5th. Sean Stevens and Nash Granger. They've got to keep Corey Borden, Thomas Mitchell and Luke Payton behind them. Looking like a very competitive race here.
100%. Very, very competitive. Corey Borden, Thomas Mitchell and Luke Payton not too far away from stealing that 5th position away. And as we saw, it's not over until it's over, because any bit of contact is going to be heavily scrutinised by race control.
Yeah, indeed. They got to try and keep it clean here. Nick Ryan still holding on to third, but Stevens is starting to have a run at him here in the number 26. Down to the inside, he will go. Is the slide job going to work out for him? He parks it on the line, but tell you what, Nick Ryan saw that coming from a mile away, and he's going to continue fighting with Sean Stevens here on the exit. Stevens just having to back out of it a tad to avoid running into him. My goodness, this is fantastic here. Nash Granger has a great view of all of this, and look at that. He's gaining massively. Granger is in the transfer, yes, so he will be safe if he stays in this position, but he needs those points to improve his feature starting position.
Yep, exactly right. Oh, no! Nick Ryan and Nash Granger come together. Mitchell through, Peyton through, and Peyton's now into the top 5. Corey Borden is a long way back. So that's huge for this race.
Yeah, that's massive. Granger and Ryan have both managed to keep it going, but I'm sure they'll be very unhappy with how things have turned out for them so far. Lap 9 has begun, and lap 8 has begun, and Riley Bilson is a long way into the lead at the moment. Daniel Boyd and Sean Stevens just marching in lockstep to the end. But now Thomas Mitchell and Luke Payton, it's their turn to go for it. Controversy?
Yeah, Riley Bilson actually has been given an iRacing issued black flag for passing.
Oh,
before
Payton!
The start of the race. Payton and Mitchell made contact, and they've just thrown away their positions in that top 5.
Oh my God. Oh, it's gotten worse for Mitchell. He's gotten cleaned up by Nick Ryan going for a spin and hitting the wall. That was a chaotic end to this second heat of the night. Bilson is going to cross the line in first, but he may very well lose that victory for passing before the start-finish line. Oh, wow. The drama has already begun here at Eldora, but Bilson, crucially, is safe. Daniel Boyd is going to be awarded the win for that. Stevens and Borden will join him on the podium. Bilson still in 4th spot despite that time penalty. Yeah, and Luke Payton is going to just scrape in himself.
Very, very lucky there, Riley Bilson, to hold on to that 4th spot. Next heat, though, Casey Simons and Ethan Winter on the front row. Brenton Hobson and Brady Baldwin on row number 2. Joel Berkeley and Zach Rattray White on the 3rd row. 4th row will be Aston Hurley and Bo Nation, our 8 drivers for this heat.
Indeed. Oh boy, this is another great matchup. This Ethan Winter, of course, 2nd in the championship. Brady Baldwin, our series administrator here at Oceanic Dirt Sim Events. Joel Berkeley making his return to ODSE competition after a couple of rounds out of the saddle. Good to see that Berkeley is back in the number 9.
Always good to have Joel out on the grid. A very, very competitive field, this one. I feel like all 8 of the drivers have enough pace and have enough skill to potentially win this heat. So it's going to be very, very hotly contested from the front all the way to the back. Green flag flies. Casey Simons, great jump.
Yep, good jump from Simons. Into turn 1 they come and flinging their way in. Brenton Hobson and Joel Berkeley. Berkeley starting a bit further down the field than he might have expected. But it's on for the lead. Casey Simons now having to face off against Ethan Winter, who will go to the inside. Is this going to be enough? Will he hold on to the momentum? Only just to keep the outside line going, but he's still behind. Simons is riding the wall there is Zach Rattray White, relative rookie here in the Oceanic Dirt Sim Event scene, and evidently feeding the right rear a bit too hard because Joel Berkeley's just made his way through on him. So has Aston Hurley. And that has knocked Zach Rattray White out of the top 5.
Still going on for the lead, though. Look at these two switching back and forth every single lap. Winter, Simons going at it, switching back again. That's what, the 5th or 6th time they've switched positions in this race. It's great to watch. Brady Baldwin's closing in on them. Joel Berkeley's closing in as well. Every car still in with a shot of stealing the win in this one.
Yeah, Brenton Hobson and Joel Berkeley are fighting hard as well over 4th, or they were at least. Looks like Hobson's lost momentum there on the exit. Aston Hurley's going to try and get it done on him. As Simons and Winter still trading positions. No, actually, it's Simons and Baldwin now. Brady is caught right up and is going for 2nd spot here on the inside of turns 1 and 2. But I feel like the track is still too tacky up the top for the inside line to really work. There's still a great advantage if you're running the top.
Exactly right. It's a big advantage there, but not able to take advantage of some small errors there. Baldwin, Simon still making it work on the outside. 2 laps to go. Behind, Hurley and Hobson are still going. Remember, the 5th place is crucial tonight. Top 5 advance. Hobson drops back to 6. White flag in the air. 1 lap to go.
Yeah, this is crucial here for Brenton Hobson. He has to get it done on Aston Hurley here on the final lap if he wants to transfer straight into the feature. Half a lap ahead, though, Ethan Winter and the number 39, unstoppable from the moment he finally secured it over Casey Simons, winner of Heat 2. Simons and Baldwin on the podium, and it looks like Aston Hurley will keep Brenton Hobson behind him and round out the top 5 there. Berkeley getting into 4th. Nicely done there. But Hobson, Nation, and Rattray White will have to get through the C and B mains if we want to see any more of them tonight. Heat 4 is on the field now. Harry Stewart, 3rd place in the drivers' standings, alongside Hayden Vickers on the front row. Josh Barry and Kobe Noonan on row 2. Tristo Yelland will start in 5th place alongside Rob Crawley, and Cameron De Bruin and Tim Ryan will round out our field. Now remember, Ryan had a bit of a blip in qualifying, wasn't able to get a lap in time, so I'll be keeping my eyes on him to see if he can make his way up.
Big advantage for him too. He's only got to gain 3 spots to get himself automatically into the A main. Remember, normally it's 4. But a little bit of an advantage there for him to only gain a couple spots as opposed to half the field needs to overtake. So that's one positive to look at. Other positive is we know he's got great pace, so he's not going to have too much trouble getting past, you would think. Plus, it's a 10-lap heat. Fairly wide track here at Eldora, so it means that a little bit more of an opportunity from what we would normally see for some drivers to make moves tonight over other races.
Indeed. Look at them all super close together here. Coming off the start, Harry Stewart's going to lead them away here as the green flag flies. And once again, it seems like the inside line is great off these initial starts. Josh Barry moving up into 2nd spot. Tim Ryan already making up places and avoiding wheel-to-wheel contact there with Tristan Yelland. And surprising absolutely no one, Tim Ryan is working the inside hard.
And he's already up in P5. Taking him a lap to get himself into that top 5 already. Go back to the front of the field. It is on for the lead between Barry and Stewart, side by side across the start-finish line. Barry holding the lead for this lap, but Vickers and Noonan also coming, and have a look, Tim Ryan already through on Kobe Noonan up into 4th. He's going to get Vickers straight away up into 3rd now.
Yeah, banged wheels with Noonan on the way through, and then Noonan bangs wheels with Vickers, and Hayden is sent around. He's going to be at the very tail end of the field here. He's going to try and get back going, but I don't know if he'll be able to get that thing turned around. He hasn't been able to. Cameron De Bruin also in the pits. He's had a problem of his own. We only have 6 cars left running in this race, and Tristan Yelland is the last of them. So we know that Yelland might not be able to make it through here, but race is far from over. Tim Ryan, though, he was very slow through turns 3 and 4. Something happened to him. He made contact with Stewart.
Yeah, he's struggling a little bit too. The car looks a little broken. It's Kobe Noonan's been given a black flag for that contact as well. So that leaves us with 5 runners.
Tim.
Even with this car broken, Tim should be okay now because Kobe Noonan will drop back in the pecking order.
Yeah, Tim's still trying to work the inside there, but he hit the wall and almost got spun around again. Man, this is a Tim Ryan that we are not used to seeing. Let's see if he can hold on here. Yeah, 2 rounds in a row he's been struggling. It's certainly not what we expect from the iRacing World of Outlaws Sprint Car Champion of a couple of years ago. But Josh Barry has been mastering this track. Just a magnificent drive, and he's doing what Ryan's been doing on the inside. He's been straightening up the car early and getting great traction out of the corners. This is the first time tonight that we've really seen the lower line work.
Interesting, though, that the track doesn't look anywhere near as worn as what we would normally see at other tracks, so it's great to see that it's going to be lasting the night. Josh Barry crossing for the win. You know the results will be Noonan dropping back to around about P6. That is confirmed that he will be P6, so that is the results for Heat 4 done.
It is indeed. Josh Barry by 1.7 seconds over Harry Stewart. Crawley, Yelland and Ryan will get through into the feature. Nicely done. But Tim Ryan, with not many points gained so far tonight, no qualifying and finishing in 5th in this heat, he's going to be starting way down the field in the feature, probably the back end of the top 20.
And confirm P29 out of the points. So it's a very, very strange night for Tim to be that far back. But Nathan van der Wacker, the number 1 seed for tonight.
All right, so we'll see if that changes some with the C main and B main yet to be run. Hayden Vickers is going to start on pole for the C main alongside Jaden Russell, Thomas Mitchell and Zach Rattray White on row 2. De Bruin is going to be the 5th and final car taken to the start here. Glenn and Liam from Race Control still listed on the grid there, but they will not be taking part. This is going to be a 12-lap affair and not as many cars out on track, so we might get a chance to relax, Jay, but I wouldn't hold my breath.
We're going to lose one, aren't we? We're guaranteed of losing one car from this race. You do not want to be the driver that misses out. Cameron De Bruin didn't get many laps in his run, so he'll be hoping it's not him. You've got 2 Synergy Sim Racing drivers in this race. They'll be making sure, trying their hardest at least, to make sure they both go through. Who will be the one that misses out? Will it be Vickers? Will it be Russell? Will it be Mitchell? Will it be Rattray White? Or will it be De Bruin?
Yeah, that is the question. 5 very strong drivers making their way to the start of the C main here, and Vickers will lead on the way into turn 1. Russell working the high line here, but the inside is going to belong to Thomas Mitchell just for the time being. Will he be able to maintain the pace? The track's starting to get a little slick down there, and it looks like Mitchell has lost that momentum. Now we see that Hayden Vickers is trying to work the inside here too. And this has bunched up everyone as Jaden Russell gets hit down low there and loses his wing. So I think that's going to be the end of Jaden Russell's night.
Guys, back in the field, he just can't steer it. No grip. These guys just now have to get into a rhythm and make sure they don't make a mistake, don't make contact. Do that, they'll make it through. Jaden Russell will drive it into the pits, I would guess. No, he's going to just continue to lap around and see what he can do in the hope that someone has some sort of failure. I think that's his only hope now. Yeah. Some sort of connection issue.
Yeah, Jaden Russell's going to fall a lap down on everyone else here. Zach Rattray White still holding on here to the lead of this race, with Vickers trying to work the middle now. Just isn't working. Feels like the top is where you want to be here in the C main, and Thomas Mitchell, even with the slide job, is not able to get past him.
I thought it was very, very nicely done, but then of course you see Vickers come back up the inside and shoot back on through, but Thomas Mitchell doing a nice job of keeping it smooth there. He was very, very close to getting that job done. Vickers now has decided, hey, that inside worked for me before. I might go down there. Couldn't go all the way because he saw Jaden Russell just limping his car around. He's now 2 laps down as there's contact.
Yeah, bit of contact there, wheel to wheel. Mitchell will move ahead of Vickers as a result. And let's see if Hayden will try and run his way back on through. Not here. Oh, Zach Rattray White has been black flagged by Race Control. So that might be the chance that Jaden Russell needs. Don't know if it's going to be enough, though.
We'll see for sure.
Yeah, I don't know what the black flag is for necessarily. Might have been involved. No, Russell didn't come together with Rattray White, did he? No, so...
I don't think so.
No, so it's for a different reason. Yeah, that's interesting there. Maybe for jumping the start, not too sure, but Rattray White will begin the final lap of the race in the lead. Thomas Mitchell chasing him down. Vickers and De Bruin running solidly in line behind him. Bit of a calm finish to this C main, but Rattray White will cross the line in first. Mitchell, Vickers and De Bruin will transfer through into the B main.
And confirm it is for contact with Jaden Russell. Of course, it's not going to make any impact on the race, but Race Control saying they still have to issue the penalty because it doesn't go against Zach for license points for later races.
Yeah, so Rattray White will ultimately be classified 4th in this race. He'll still scrape through into the feature, but Jaden Russell will have very slim sympathy from that. Unfortunately, he'll still not be able to make it in. So those are your C main results. We move on through to the B main now. And Daniel Nicol is going to start first for this one alongside Nash Granger. Hobson and Noonan on row 2. Leeson and Ryan in the top 6. Bo Nation will be the 7th place runner. And then it's our top 4 from the C main. Mitchell, Vickers, De Bruin and Rattray White rounding out our 11 cars to take to the start here. And remember, only the top 4 from this one are going to make it into the feature, so the pressure is on.
Going to be a very interesting race with only 4 going through this one, Rick.
Yeah, absolutely it is. Massive pressure on all of these drivers to perform at their best. We have seen quite a bit of contact being made in the heats and in the C main as well. So I'm hoping that the drivers will give each other some space here. We expect them to race hard, but I don't want to see this decided by contact.
Fingers crossed we don't. But we're ready to go. Be very action-packed over 15 laps.
Daniel Nicol leads them away. Green flag flies, and again, the inside row is getting off to a good start coming into turn 1, but as the speed builds up, the drivers running the top start to come back. Nash Granger is trying desperately to hold on here, but Brenton Hobson moving up into 2nd place and keeping it as we're seeing a bit more experimentation in lines here at the very start, and contact back in the field. Oh dear, that looks like Bailey Leeson getting involved and getting bumped down. And problems for Nick Ryan as well. It's on now between Nicol, Hobson and Granger for the lead of this race. This is the closest race for the lead we've seen in a while.
Great to watch as well. So we've got Granger, Hobson, Noonan coming as well very quickly to try and hunt down Daniel Nicol, who's doing enough for now. Is it going to be enough by the end? Because he's only just holding on by the looks of things. Oh, a little bit of contact there was there between Granger and Nicol. Granger through.
Yep, Nash Granger getting to the lead of the B main here at Eldora. But we'll see if Nicol can come back at him here. Slide job. Does he park it up top? He does not. He allows just enough space for Nash Granger to come through. They bang wheels on the way into turn 1, and coming through the middle is Kobe Noonan. What a move!
Great job from Noonan to get back to the front of the field, but how long is it going to last for? What a race this is. Remember, only 4 go through, so every point matters, every position matters.
Absolutely does. Keep an eye on the 4th place battle here. Brenton Hobson and Daniel Nicol are fighting over it here. Nicol the one to start on pole, and he's trying to keep it straight there, running middle to bottom, but it's not working out for him. He's lost momentum, and he's going to fall into 5th place. Hobson trying on Nash Granger, and look at the move there from Thomas Mitchell to try and get up to 2nd. Kobe Noonan is running away with this as everyone's scrapping for the minor places. Oh, there we go.
No,
Big
Hobson.
Contact. Hobson getting sent by Daniel Nicol. It's gotten worse for Hobbo. He's out. Wing gone. Big damage. I think that's the last we're going to see of Brenton Hobson tonight.
Yeah, unfortunate there for Hobbo. He never has any luck at this track. Never goes well for him. So he's done again here at Eldora. And it looks like Nicol's done as well. Received a black flag from race control. He's going to park it.
Yeah, exactly. So we are 2 down now in this race to add to the 2 of Bailey Leeson and Nick Ryan, who still haven't emerged out from the pits. They've decided that their night is over too. So now it's between Mitchell, Rattray White, Granger, Vickers and Nation to see who will get into the top 4. These guys aren't separated by much.
Kobe Noonan's broken away, but yeah, that final position, Granger, Vickers, Nation, still well and truly up for grabs. Still 3 laps to go, but these 2 have to avoid doing that. That's Vickers and Nation making heavy contact coming in to turns 3 and 4. 2 laps to go. That might have just been enough for Nash Granger to hold on.
Yeah, they cost themselves time with that, and I mean, we're about to start the final lap. lap around here only taking about 15 seconds. So that's going to be the end of the fight for P4 with Kobe Noonan in the 26, making his way to the line. He will win the C main here, the B main, sorry, here at Eldora with Nash Granger getting Thomas Mitchell for third at the line.
I was worried that Mitchell had lost that position to Vickers as well because he's run out of fuel right at the end of the race. But he
cut it
does
fine.
Just hold on. He wouldn't have wanted that race to be another 20 meters longer because he would not have made it into fourth.
No, certainly not. Mitchell cutting it as fine as you like, but he will get into the feature along with Noonan, Rattray, White and Granger. Unfortunately, we have to say goodbye to Hayden Vickers, to Bo Nation, Cameron De Bruin, Daniel Nickel, Brenton Hobson, Bailey Leeson and Nick Ryan. That's a big shame for them, but we will very quickly move on through to preparing for the feature here. We've got a 40-lap feature on the cards here, Jay. And remember, everybody, it's the top 20. The field will be sorted by the amount of points they've gained over the course of the night.
Yeah, and once we get the A main set and ready to go, we'll bring up that grid on screen because, believe it or not, Reese, I've actually got the points working for a change.
Oh,
and,
great.
And we can bring up the points, how they've finished. Will one that's right, so I'll wait for the A main because I've done a little bit of cheating and given everyone in the A main an extra 1,000 points to make sure we get the right top 24. But it's going to work, so it's all good. We're looking sweet for now.
Of course, nicely done there. So,
a bit of cheating.
Well, yeah, of course. I mean, you know, when it comes to presenting points as a broadcaster, sometimes you do need to massage the numbers just a little bit to get it presented right on screen. But I'm looking forward to this feature. It's going to be the longest race of the season so far. We've had plenty of races that have gone on for a while thanks to lots of cautions, but the distance around Eldora certainly making for almost an endurance race for these drivers.
Yeah, and I think one of the reasons why this race is a little bit longer is that the test of tyre wear, the test of fuel conservation, test of making sure you get your fuel numbers right is going to be very, very important for these drivers. So we'll see how it does play out. While we're talking about fuel numbers, next round we head to I-55 Speedway. 50 laps next round we do at I-55. So that's another endurance test for these drivers. So looking forward to seeing how that one will play out in a few weeks' time. Make sure you're with us in 2 weeks' time for that one, but not far away from getting the A main underway.
Yeah, not far away indeed. Just going through the warm-up session at the moment as race control is working on things in the background. Man, this is, there's going to be a lot to talk about coming out of this round and even going into the feature. Tim Ryan's fortunes, both this round and last round, they stick out like a sore thumb compared to the rest of his record. So I'll be watching Tim Ryan intently to see if he can get his season figuratively back on track.
Well, yeah, he's got really two parts to his season, hasn't he? He's had a great first quarter of the overall season, first 4 rounds, 5 rounds, but last round and tonight just haven't been at his standard. I mean, round 4 wasn't amazing, but round 5 wasn't amazing, but the first 4 rounds in comparison to now, polar opposites. Just doesn't seem like it's the same driver in that car. Just doesn't feel right.
Yeah, very weird indeed. Well, keep our eyes peeled on the track here coming into the warm-up. It looks like drivers are already lining up at the end of pit lane to just work the track in a little bit more, test out how it feels. But you can see already, Jay, there's plenty of slicks starting to form on that top line. We'll be seeing drivers either running the right rear into the wall or going right down low.
Yeah, exactly right. We'll see a lot of movement throughout the race as it evolves as well. So, see a fair bit going on in this one. I think it's going to be a very, very interesting A main. Remember, cash up for grabs as well for these.
Indeed,
Oh, it's
$100
worked, Reece. It's
up
worked.
for grabs here. Oh, thank goodness. So we can go through the grid for the feature as they stand here. Nathan van der Wacker will start on pole for the feature here at Eldora. Sean Stevens, Brady Baldwin, Josh Barry, and Ethan Winter, your top 5, with Cole Ferguson joining Winter on the 3rd row, Daniel Boyd and Riley Bilson on row 4, Casey Simons and Harry Stewart on row 5. Stewart starting a long way down.
Yep, from there we go to Oldfield and Berkeley on row 6, Crawley and Yelland on row 7. Great to see Tristo making it straight into the A main again. Darcy Wilson and Corey Borden on row number 8. Row 9 will be John Schultz and Luke Payton. And then we've got Aston Hurley and Tim Ryan rounding out the top 20. And from there, it'll look a bit strange, but the top 4 there are the 4 that will go into this one. Noonan, Rattray White, Ranger and Mitchell.
Indeed, we also get another look at the drivers who unfortunately couldn't make it into this feature. Commiserations, because Russell, Vickers, Nation, Hobson, man, there's so many drivers who we'd expect in a feature that haven't made it tonight. So we'll see how things go here as race control is giving the commands to the drivers to assume their correct starting positions. This is going to be a little bit of work to do, so we've got plenty of time to just take in the vibe here at Eldora. Things are starting to creep up. The pressure cooker is boiling.
Pressure cooker indeed. It's going to be a very, very interesting one, this one. Looking forward to seeing that how the drivers who are a little bit further back from what they would expect can come through and finish this night off. But it's been a very, very good night of racing so far. Sure, it's been messy in some parts, but the good has been absolutely fantastic.
That it has. It's been brilliant action all the way through this round and all the way through this season as well. You know, I always get hyped for ODSE when it comes back around because the racing is just so good. It's so entertaining, such high stakes, and a lot of drama happening on the racetrack as well. All right, looks like the caution laps have been shortened and Nathan van der Wacker will get ready to take the start here. The pace truck comes into the pits and van der Wacker goes right away. Green flag for the feature at the Eldora Royale. Round 7 of ODSE ASC 2024 is go, and van der Wacker off to a strong lead already. 3 wide for 3rd place between Brady Baldwin, Ethan Winter and Josh Barry. Look at the pack behind them.
Great battle there, 3 wide, the 3rd position on track. As see there, a little sneaky from Ethan Winter. Didn't have the pace, but covered the line off with Cole Ferguson and Riley Bilson coming along very, very quickly. Just check them up a little bit.
Yeah, contact in the back. It looks like sent up the wall almost was Bradley Oldfield there, and he's managed to recover it. But he's involved in quite the battle with John Schultz, Kobe Noonan and company. Robert Crawley in there as well, as we're seeing some moves being made up into the top 4 for Ethan Winter. He's running the outside line very nicely. Josh Barry doesn't have much of a response there. Too much oversteer out of turn 4.
Interesting thing is the inside and the outside look relatively even at this stage, but if anything, the outside and even middle is starting to be a little bit more evenly matched. The outside may actually be starting to come good again because Stevens at the front of the field has now got Nathan van der Wacker, who is hugging that inside wall.
Yeah, just looking for any fresh clay he can. Stevens, meanwhile, up the very top is absolutely motoring it up against the wall. Baldwin straightening up the car there for a run at Nathan van der Wacker. Doesn't get close enough for a move on that straight, but into turns 3 and 4, he might just get it. Tries to move up the racetrack there, but loses momentum later on. And Ethan Winter is going to try and get onto the podium from here. Keep an eye out for Riley Bilson as well. He could be a factor in this battle.
Yeah, he's not far away either, is he? He's right there to potentially pounce, steal a position away. Is Riley Bilson in at the number 91. seeing Casey Simons back in the field. He's just been absolutely mugged by Boyd, Berkeley and Oldfield. All three of them got him at the exit of turn 2.
Yeah, this is a great battle here between these three. Oldfield trying to keep Berkeley behind, as well as Daniel Boyd. Berkeley, one of the drivers to be running all the way to the inside, and cutting across the front is Bradley Oldfield, searching for grip in the middle of the racetrack. I'm interested to note that Tim Ryan hasn't made much headway. He's still running in 18th position. He's not actually making many moves forward. I think it's the same for a lot of drivers here. That they've all just hit a metaphorical wall in terms of pace.
I think the track's sort of at that point now where there's not much in it for the drivers. There's just sort of all lapping around in the same spot, or just doing the same thing, and then all of a sudden the track will change again. Will evolve where that inside will come back, and that'll be when we start to see Tim Ryan coming through. He's now side by side with John Schultz, and he will get that move done on Schultz as he's running a line that no one else is running. It's about 2 car widths up from that inside wall.
Yeah, you can see where the fresh clay is, right? The darker sort of shade there, the rougher surface. That's where the track is nice and tacky. That's where the grip is. That's Aston Hurley that's found the wall up top.
And he's decided to quit the session. I think he's had a mechanical failure. He's quit the session before he caused an incident there. So heads up driving. It means we stay green, which I'm sure some drivers are happy about. Other drivers are devastated about. I think Nathan Vanderwacker wants a caution just to get his focus back in again, because he is dropping very, very quickly. And you notice who has gone from that top 3. Brady Baldwin's now back into 6. He is dropping as well.
Yeah, it's not been a good run of laps here for our series administrator. He's trying to search for grip with the rear right up the top. Bradley Oldfield trying to march forward in this field. He's chasing down Cole Ferguson for 7th spot here. And look at the line. He's making his way in very aggressively down low, and he's trying to do the slide job on Ferguson. It's just not working. The track's too wide. You can very easily cut back and get the position back.
Yeah, you can. It's very, very wide circuit, this one. It's great to race on. Difficult to make moves because it is so wide. It enables drivers to basically change what they're doing and hold positions. Because at narrower tracks, you have no option but to maintain a line that you've already picked. Can't come back. Speaking of drivers that are coming back, Riley Bilson's found a little bit of pace in the last couple of laps. He's already moving further forward. Started in position number 8, 9, up into 4th. So we hit the halfway point of this race and we are still green.
Yeah, good to see. This is turning out to be a very quick feature, and now that I've spoken those words into existence, we might see a caution come out. We'll have to wait and see on that. But Vanderwacker definitely feeling the pressure, and he's putting the pressure on Ethan Winter now as well. They're working their way past Corey Borden on the inside of the circuit, and it seems like Winter has just lost some pace here. He's still running up the top like most drivers are, but you can see that the momentum just isn't with him. He's cutting low coming out of 3 and 4 to get that fresh clay.
Really the point of the race now where all different sorts of lines are being trialled, and none seem to be working for some drivers. Everything seems to be working for Sean Stevens at the front. He's driven away now to a 1.5 second advantage, but these top 4 are broken away from the rest of the field as well. So it's been a reasonably good race for those guys. Harry Stewart in 5th is 3 seconds back from this pack. He's a long way back. Tim Ryan, watch, he's only made it up into 14th position so far.
Yeah, Tim Ryan, it seems, has not been able to advance further forward after passing Thomas Mitchell, and he's got quite a bit of space to Josh Barry. So if the race was to end right now, Ryan would lose the championship lead to Ethan Winter. Have a look at that. Oh, this is looking interesting. Cole Ferguson and Bradley Oldfield cutting their way through some traffic there, and Oldfield will actually get it done here, but crash in front. He has to get on the brakes. Baldwin is going to lose his position in the top 6, it seems. Can he hold on? Look at all these guys together. Berkeley, Boyd, Wilson and Simons are going to join them.
Yeah, and not too far away from this group as well. Just at the back of it is Tim Ryan and Casey Simons. So this has turned this little pack into a very, very heated battle. Actually, speaking of heated battles, we're going to cut away because something's happened to Sean Stevens at the front. Ethan Winter might steal the lead.
Oh, yep, he goes up the inside into turns 1 and 2. And it looks like he's going to keep it for a brief moment, but Stevens will cut back in 3 and 4 and get it done again. Now they're going to start trading spots. They're going to start losing time. This could bring Vanderwacker and Bilson well into the fight for the lead.
That other battle is still going on as well between Ferguson, Oldfield and Baldwin. They're still going at it. And Berkeley now tries the inside line. Gets it done. No. There's Baldwin now to the inside. So they're still going at it as it was as all. That's heavy in the wall there for Ethan Winter. He is through on Sean Stevens and breaking a tiny little margin now.
Yeah, Stevens is actually going to get the slide job done and make it work, though. No, hang on, I'm looking at the wrong place in the field. My apologies. Yeah, Ethan Winter trying his best here to hold on as the 88 of Nathan Vanderwacker now tries on Stevens himself. Oh, no! Gets into him! Cleans up by Sean Stevens, and the caution is out on lap 32.
It was Nash Granger, actually, lap down car.
Oh, yes. Oh, no.
Which is unfortunate the lap down cars got involved in that, but wow, what a fight that was. And I think we've got to lap 32 before our caution has come out. Great work from everyone. Sean Stevens holds on to the lead. Wow, what a fight that was all the way up to that point. Unfortunate for Granger and Vanderwacker. Vanderwacker, again, another night of just bad luck.
Yeah, it's such a shame for Nash Granger. He was doing very well to keep himself in there, but we'll take another look at what happened here. It just looks like Ethan Winter, he came down a bit, and Nathan Vanderwacker was very aggressive here coming into turns 3 and 4. You'll see him slide up into Ethan Winter, and Granger has nowhere to go.
Yep. Granger was at that point pretty much letting those guys go so that he could just follow them on through and let them fight. But yeah, that's resulted in all sorts of a catastrophe. Race control is still reviewing this, and of course, one thing to note, last 10 laps of an ODSE race means that we are single file restarts. It looks like race on.
Yeah,
no one at fault. That's just one of those racing deals, and I think that's fair because Winter come down, it's the natural flow of the track. Vanderwacker went up because he was trying to chop the nose of the lap down car just to check him up a little bit, make sure that he was clear, and they've just met in the middle.
Yeah, it's a shame, but we'll have to leave that behind as we go back to green flag racing. Ethan Winter's going to lead across the line here. Stewart has chances to make up positions. Tim Ryan also has the chance to fight his way up the field. No surprise to see Tim Ryan working at the very inside of the circuit. And he's found his way up to 13th place now. Can he break into the top 10 is the big question on my mind. It's on for second. Nathan Vanderwacker and Sean Stevens are trading positions, and Riley Bilson is right in the fight for the podium. Only 6 laps to go at the line.
Yep, it's coming right down to the wire. Bilson's been there all race, but he's been on the outside looking in the whole way through. Now finally got into third. Is he going to be able to hold on? Here comes Stevens back up the inside. You can see the track is basically worn the whole way through. There is not much grip out there at all. Saying that, Bilson's found what little grip there is. He's going to hold the position, but here comes Harry Stewart.
Poor Harry Stewart, he's trying to find his way up onto the podium here, isn't he? And he's going to try the slide job. Is there enough grip for him to avoid running straight into Vanderwacker and Bilson? It looks like it. For now, though, Ethan Winter looking comfortable in the lead as everyone is fighting behind him.
Everyone's basically side by side the whole way through the field. And speaking of, Tim Ryan 3 wide at the exit, 4 wide make it at the start-finish line, and Tim Ryan's just gone past all of them. He's up into the top 8.
Nicely done from Tim Ryan. So he'll at least be able to get the most positions gained award for tonight. Absolute hard charger is the former series champion. And, well, we're on the second last lap now and still waiting to see who'll get the best run here. All contact there back there between Berkeley and Simons. But the white flag is out for Ethan Winter. And what a magnificent drive it has been from who will become the championship leader coming out of this round. Problems for Ferguson and Stevens on the final lap there, but Ethan Winter crosses the line and wins the feature at Eldora.
Vanderwacker second, and Bilson finishes in third position in the end. Harry Stewart, Bradley Oldfield, and Tim Ryan finishes in sixth position in the end. But congratulations, Ethan Winter. What a great drive that was. He, Sean Stevens, Nathan Vanderwacker, Riley Bilson, they were the pace setters all night, but Ethan Winter gets the win.
That he does. Shame to see what happened to Stevens on the final lap there. I think he just got involved with a few incidents in the pack that he was trying to break away from. But this will be a well-earned victory for Ethan Winter and a well-earned championship lead coming out of round 7 of the ODSE Australian Sprintcar Championship for 2024. Here's what happened to Stevens. He just got into the wall by himself.
And then it gets worse. There's a little bit of contact there. That's Cole Ferguson. And then coming to 3 and 4, he's already lost 3 spots at that point. Just can't get them back. So unfortunate for him. But all about Ethan Winter tonight.
It absolutely is. Winter moving himself up onto victory lane, and I'm certainly going to be interested to talk to the drivers in just a few moments about how their races went. This has been a great round of the championship, and as we said, $100 in prize money to be distributed in this race. Ethan Winter, of course, winning the big bucks. He is first in the feature at Eldora, finishing behind him Nathan Vanderwacker by 1.5 seconds. Bilson completes the podium. Harry Stewart working his way up to 4th with Oldfield in 5th. Tim Ryan, he's got the Hard Charger award for tonight, up to 6th place after starting all the way down in 20th spot. Daniel Boyd, Cole Ferguson, Sean Stevens, and Brady Baldwin will round out the top 10. But you got to think any of those drivers on screen could have won tonight.
Yeah, literally 24 drivers in the race could have been a winner tonight. It's just one of those races. Darcy Wilson and Joel Berkeley 11th and 12th with Casey Simons. He was up there at 1.2, finishes 13th. Kobe Noonan, he had a night to forget. All sorts of action for him. He finishes 14th. Thomas Mitchell, Josh Barry, Jack Rattray White, Luke Payton, John Schultz, Corey Borden, Barry Allen, Nash Granger all finished the race. Not finished though for Aston Hurley and Rob Crawley. Reese, guess what? We got confirming 32 laps green at the start of that one. Record for the season.
That is, it absolutely is. What a great run from all the drivers to go caution free for as long as they did. But now we turn our attention to our feature winner. Ethan Winter is with us now. Ethan, you got the win. You got the championship lead coming out of this round. Fantastic job.
Yeah, that's a big deal for our team. You know, we only started a couple of months ago, and Colin Bocas and Joey Lindgren took a chance on me, and you know it's good to repay the faith they had in me and win my first ODSE race.
Yep, congratulations for that, Ethan. It certainly didn't come easy, though, because the track was evolving, or rather devolving, I suppose. It was very slick there at the end. It must have been hard to pick your line.
Yeah, it was. I was just kind of saving my tires at the start, just pacing myself. Thought if I was like top 5 there, I'd have enough time to chase Sean down if there was no caution. The cushion got quite bumpy there, so it got quite difficult. I think it might have been under groove, I'm not sure to be honest, but it was tough out there, and yeah, just that saving at the start of the race kind of brought Sean back to me, and yeah.
Well, I-55 is the next round of the championship. Very different track to Eldora. How do you think things are going to go there?
It'll be interesting. I think 50 laps still. Tire wear will be again be a factor. Yeah, just have to be patient with this build and you know, work yourself through the field if you're starting a bit further back.
Well, the floor is yours, Ethan. Your first ODSE feature victory. Who do you have to thank for it?
Well, shout out to Colin Bocas. It's his birthday, and he stayed up all night, 7 a.m. in New York. So nice to get this win for him. Thanks to Joey Lindgren. Thanks obviously to Brady. He puts on a great series, the best in iRacing. Obviously Liam for helping out as well. Race control, and Damon for the photos he does every week. They've been great. Obviously, thanks to SimSpeed, putting on a great broadcast. And my sponsors, Bogus Built Sprints, Ultimate Dirt TV, Hobbs Trenching and Boring, Trent Coleman Designs, Joey Lindgren Photography, and Plumwild Podcast.
Brilliant job from Ethan Winter to take the win tonight here in the Eldora Royale. Second place on the road was Nathan Vanderwacker. Started on pole, Nathan. A very successful night for you. Got on the podium as well.
Oh, it's about time. I've been in this series for quite a while. I've had my stint in the world of Outlaws, and I've never podiumed, never won, never third place, and it's about time we've got on the podium tonight. We've had a few races where there's probably a guaranteed podium, then you get caught up in a bit of a racing deal, right on the final lap, and it's taken away from me. But it's a good feeling tonight to finally park it on the podium spot.
Absolutely, yeah. You definitely had to work for it. It was some very tight fighting for those last two places on the podium. Yeah,
it was a tough one. I think I started the race probably conserved a bit, and I got up to the top, and I was probably a bit slow, and then Ethan got past me, and that's when I thought, I've really got to try here. I've got to put my foot down, and that's when I got my pace up. Yeah, and we started chasing Sean down after he used up his gear a little bit, so we're chasing down, and then it got feisty with the lap cars, and I think I was extremely lucky for neither Ethan or myself to be put to the rear for that one at the end. So consider myself lucky as well.
Yeah, well, luck or no, it's a second place for you, Nathan, and I suppose you have a few people to thank for that drive.
Oh, I've got to thank, of course, all the boys at Bokus Built Sets, BBS, all the boys at Vortex as well. We've worked on these setups, and we tweak them a little bit for our personal preference, and we've finished 1, 2, 3 tonight, and that's quite a statement. I've got to give a huge thanks to everyone there. All the practice laps we do, it all helps and gets us the results. And of course, Vortex team sponsors Pace Graphic, Pulse Apparel, Startup Imagery, Australian Speedway Results, and LCJ Carpentry. Cheers to, of course, all you guys putting on the stream, and all the admins of ODSE.
Brilliant stuff again from Nathan Vanderwacker. First podium of his entire ODSE career. Final driver interview of the night before we chat to series admin Brady Baldwin. We got Riley Bilson in here with us. Congratulations, Riley. You were right in the thick of it the whole way through.
Yeah, it was pretty balls to the wall on the top there, but between me, Wacker, and Ethan, we always knew that we just had to pace ourselves, and Sean would blow the tyres off it, which eventually he did, which is, unfortunate for him. He was running pretty good up the front, but it was just a race of patience, and you just had to keep your head in it, running that close to the wall.
Yeah, it must have been difficult. I asked this question to Ethan earlier to pick your line, especially later on. Did you ever think that going back down to the bottom would be an option?
We spoke about it before the race, but I felt too comfortable running where I was, so I felt, and especially after that restart when I had Harry pretty close behind me, I didn't want to go down there and half spin or something and then lose the position. So I knew if I just kept momentum on the top, I'd be okay.
Well, momentum was yours, and third place will certainly help you out in terms of championship points. Is there anyone you'd like to give a shout out to before we let you go?
Yeah, of course. Obviously, Sean and everyone at 9.5 for the support. Like, they're immense. I can't thank them enough. And then, most of all, BBS and Vortex for all the setup, and the boys have killed it this week. Colin and Joey, they've really nailed the set between Ethan. Everyone's nailed it. And then just the sponsors, Pace Graphics, Pulse Apparel, Styled Imagery, Australian Speedway Results, LCJ Carpentry, and then, of course, thanks to Brady, Liam, everyone for putting it on, and, of course, SimSpeed and Jay for streaming, and you for calling it, Reese.
Cheers very much, Riley Bilson. Bokus Built Sets apparently having a really good run here tonight, with all three drivers thanking them in their interviews. Before we round things off for tonight, we've got Brady Baldwin in the comms box with us, racing and adminning the series as well. Brady, you've got a couple of things to share.
Yes, Reese. First off, I mean, what a race. Like, going 32 laps green at Eldora in a 410, like, I was expecting like 5 or 6 yellows. So first off, credit to the 24 drivers in the field. That was absolutely remarkable. I don't know what it looked like for you guys, but it was pretty intense where I was all race.
It was great.
Yeah, so going 32 laps and 1 caution, a 40 lapper. That's pretty cool. So congrats to Ethan, Nathan, and Riley on their podiums first off. But obviously, next race, which we will preview after this, I'm sure you will, we're going to I-55 for the High Banks Hustle. But after that race was our TBA race for round number 9, I believe. We'll be going to Fairbury Speedway for the Illinois Dirt Classic in a 360 sprint car. We haven't been to Fairbury since 2020, so there'll be something different and something I think pretty cool.
Yeah, Fairbury, a very tight track indeed, and throw I-55 into that as well. A much tighter track than Eldora. I suppose race control's going to be on their marks for the next 2 rounds.
Well, I thought they would have had it in from during that AMA, but the race exceeded the expectations times 1,000. So we've got 3 races now in the 360 with I-55, the newly added Fairbury, and then Weed Sport as well. So it'll be, I think, till July until we're back in the 410. So, and with announcement of Oswego Speedway potentially coming out in the next build, we could potentially be racing there on our July 11th event. So keep posted. The socials will announce that if it does come out in time, we can race there. That will potentially replace the USA International race on July 11th.
All right, plenty of dirt content being added to iRacing in many builds, Brady. We're looking forward to it. Thanks very much for joining us.
Thanks, Race. Appreciate you guys, what you guys do as well. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Brady Baldwin there, our series administrator at Oceanic Dirt Sim Events. Jay, the next round, of course, the Nero Power High Banks Hustle at I-55. We'll be doing that at the end of the month. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that too. I remember last time we did a race at I-55, it was very, very eventful, so no doubt it will be again. Make sure you put that in your calendars. 2 weeks' time. It's going to be very, very fun. If we get a race half as good as what we've had tonight, we're going to have a fantastic one.
Yeah, indeed. Mark that date in your calendar, 30th of May. Coverage from 8:15 Australian Eastern Standard Time. Thanks very much for joining us. Big thanks to the crew at ODSE for putting this all together. Also to Fast Print Signs and Apparel, the sponsor of the Eldora Royale here at Eldora Speedway. I'm Reese Gardner, Jay Kennedy with me in the comms box here on SimSpeed TV. Wherever you're coming from, we wish you a great Thursday night, and we'll see you next time.